Welcome into the Riot podcast. Hudson, Nikki,
Hello.
Isaiah, we're all here.
Howdy.
And we are ready for football tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't sound like Nikki's ready.
No, I want you guys to know that I'm participating.
Yeah?
She's like, I will have it on,
have it on.
possibly.
We're going to
I
have...
will watch highlights, I
Yes.
promise you.
We need to have Nikki, like a special segment where Nikki recaps sports events.
Yes.
To prove that she watched.
I really do
along
like
with the rest of
college
us.
football.
Yeah.
There's just something about NFL I just have never gotten much into.
Uh-huh.
So I don't have like any favorite teams. I don't have any favorite colors. I don't have anything. But I do promise I understand the importance of the Buccaneers, and I understand them coming off the Super Bowl. And I know that people who love the Cowboys really love the Cowboys,
yeah,
no
they
matter
do.
how they're doing. So I know it's a big game tonight we were talking about.
Yes, and we're so looking forward to it, and also looking forward to all the food that we with football. It's always partly about the football and partly about the food.
Well, I'm more interested
food,
now
yeah.
in Isaiah because he calls the Browns the Brownies.
Brownies.
So I think that right there got me interested.
That's your
Yeah.
team now.
That's
It's the
it.
Brownies.
That's how you talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for the Brownies for Sunday. So
Okay.
we'll talk about that probably
It's
the next couple
weird to
days.
have a team name that's also, or a nickname that's also the same as like Girl Scouts or whatever.
Oh,
Isn't
those? The Brownies? Is that a Girl
Brownies?
Scout?
Isn't that like pre-Girl Scouts or something?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's definitely something along those lines.
Well, when you first said it, though, Isaiah, you said like you were so excited for the Brownies. I was like, oh my gosh, you're making brownies.
Making brownies for the game.
And then I caught what you were saying.
I should. That'd be a good idea. I should
actually,
make
it ties
brownies
right
for the
in.
Browns
It ties
game.
right in.
That's a good idea.
Sports teams and fans are probably like, just stop, guys.
Yeah, I know. Enough's enough, okay? We talked about that. We also talked about if you're famous enough, at some point your hair may be worth more than I am.
I think it's worth all of us combined.
Yeah, exactly.
What do they say? You're supposed to, like for a engagement ring, you're supposed to spend a year's salary or something like that was the
Oh,
old.
yeah.
For Elvis's hair, you're supposed to spend a year's salary.
Yeah.
Or it's not real.
It's not enough.
We talked about that. We also talked about how Miss America will now no longer be judging off of beauty.
Which is, that in itself is just really harsh on women. Because I know beauty is so important.
says a man.
So, yeah, I know, Nikki, that I don't want to speak for all women, but beauty is so important to
He's
you.
mansplaining.
It's so important to you. And for the Miss America pageant to take it out, to take the beauty portion out, I just really think they're not understanding what women want.
All I can remember is this old movie called Miss Congeniality where they're like,
yeah.
she's beauty, she's grace.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
There she is.
Well, I think, is that enough for us to pre-sell? I think you guys are totally invested
Yeah.
now. In
Yeah.
What else do you need
You
to
need
know?
to listen to this entire podcast today. And make sure you text and say hi to at 877-2-RADIO-U. Or if there's a point in the podcast where you're like, that's it, then text us.
Yeah.
Where we've gone too far.
If I was too controversial. I was on a roll early in the show. You're going to love it.
It actually, to me, it felt like you were acting like it was a Friday. Because sometimes when we talk, we can, it might be a little bit more reserved
Yeah.
or a little bit more funny. And you tend to get more free towards Friday.
Yeah, you
Towards
think
the end of
Friday's
the
when it
week.
is?
The week.
I think it's when I feel that I have...
Or if someone's sick, like it just all comes out.
maybe I'm in the early throes of being sick, or maybe I just think it's when I feel like we don't have as much to talk about
Yeah, you put it
actually,
in.
and so we're talking about Elvis's hair, and so I'm just like, let's go crazy, let's go crazy.
That it
Let's make this
is.
good. Let's make it good.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Hopefully it's all good. And we'll enjoy one more podcast that'll come out tomorrow to end the week.
Unless I'm sick.
Isaiah's here. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next
Bye,
time.
guys.
Bye.
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
Does anybody remember 24?
24. Oh, the TV
You mean
show.
like the show. Talking about the show.
Someone still here loves the show. I don't
Yeah.
even know if he watched it like anytime recently, but he has one of the ringers set up for something.
Oh, yeah.
To still ring
No.
like this 24 ringer.
Chris told me that was the default.
It was?
Yeah.
I thought he set that up.
No, he's like, this is crazy that it's the same
Ringer?
ringer That is the phones here at RadioU, like the office desk phones, all have the same ringer from the show 24.
But maybe the show had a default ringer, and we just all have the same cell phone
and they never updated it.
They never did. We always just thought that people were just super fans or something.
Yeah, maybe the phone company that made these phones. But 24 is a show. If you don't remember, it stars Keith. I almost called him Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer is the character. Kiefer Sutherland is the actor. And it's a show about him in 24 hours bringing down some kind of terrorist thing every time.
I thought then they brought it back one other time.
You're right. They had and it was somebody that wasn't him. He wasn't involved. And so I don't know if it was as popular.
I think, has gone back and forth between certain things. So, okay, so they're bringing it back again with him?
So there's active discussions at the moment, active creative discussions for Fox to bring back 24. And that's according to actually Fox Entertainment president Michael Thorne. So he would probably know.
I think it's safe to say they're really talking about it then.
And I feel if you're thinking of in shrewd negotiating terms, him putting it out there that they're working on it is going to put the pressure on everybody to make sure it gets done.
A new take on the 24 series is always percolating, and they love the character, but cautioned it's not official, sort of, until I think all the pieces come together.
Yeah, 24 was always ridiculous because, like, the first season, you get it. Because maybe something could happen in 24 hours.
But then they changed the time after that? Like they didn't.
I don't know.
They no longer counted it within actually 24 hours.
Did they?
I never watched it.
You never watched it?
I never watched it.
I don't know.
Everybody else did.
That would totally ruin the show if they stopped counting the 24. Then they would have to change the name.
Someone's gonna have to tell me. But I thought they switched to a different format with it. But I just remember everybody used to watch it back in the day, and I would just be like, oh yeah.
It was a huge show.
It's a great show, isn't it?
And actually, it is really worth watching. Although for network TV, it's very intense. So especially at the time, it was just like, man, how can people sit through this kind of type thing? Because it really it wears on you. But what I do remember from 24 is they wound up making several seasons. And so then it starts to get to the point of how does this stuff keep happening? Especially because I think his daughter got kidnapped like 4 times.
Well, it's
it's like, how is this happening?
Tough job there, Hudson.
How is this continually going down? His wife, he's this secret agent or whatever, this counter-terrorist guy, and his wife and his daughters constantly getting kidnapped. It's like, dude, maybe just take a step back.
Well, Hudson,
just protect your family or something.
You said you felt like it ran for a few seasons, but I want to tell you how long it ran. So 24 started on November 6, 2001, and it ran for 8 seasons. And had a 2-hour movie, which went until 2010.
Maybe that's the one that counted the different hours.
Maybe. And then there was a 12-episode limited series that aired in 2014. And then in 2017, you had the Corey Hawkins-fronted spinoff, 24 Legacy, that lasted one season.
That one didn't seem like it did as well. So I remember them promoting the crap out of it.
Well, here you go again.
Yeah.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You remember Elvis, right?
Elvis Presley?
Yeah, like the singer?
Sure.
Yeah. How much would you pay for his hair?
Nothing.
He had pretty good hair, didn't he?
I don't know. I mean, he was also in movies, right?
Yeah.
But
I can't rember now.
Listen, we couldn't remember the 24 from however many. I don't know that.
Right. No, he was definitely in I don't know. I can't remember if they were songs based off of his movies or movies based off of his songs.
I always feel like it was like Hula Hawaii or something like
Viva
that.
Las Vegas.
There you go.
Viva Las Vegas. That's Elvis, right?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe he was in a movie named Hound Dog.
Maybe.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
Oh, gosh, don't. The show can't handle it. It can't.
Is it too sexy or something? Hey, if you look at the old videos, that's all the old videos of Elvis. That's all it was, right? The
women screaming.
Yeah, young girls. He made them cry and.
Just stop while we're somewhat ahead. Just no more.
He's still making people cry.
Right now.
Still changing lives with his hair.
I think it's you making me cry. So I don't know.
Elvis's hair just sold And again, how much would you pay for it?
I wouldn't pay anything for it.
You wouldn't pay anything for his hair.
I would not pay
It's a collector's item.
No.
And you know what? He died like 50 years ago, so it's only going to appreciate in value.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to find more of Elvis's hair one day.
I don't know. It seems like people were collecting his hair according to this.
His barber was.
Yeah.
And now he has made a profit on that. Although I don't know if his barber is still alive either. But the hair collected by his barber over several haircuts has now been sold for $72,000
For the hair?
For a baseball-sized clump of his hair.
Oh my gosh, it's been extensive documentation with it. Transferred to a sealed jar, includes plane tickets from occasions when Presley brought the hairstylist, the barber,
Yeah.
on the road with him to cut his hair, and then it was it's got a certificate with it,
Yep.
and it's a part of the world's most trusted authority in the field of hair collecting.
Oh.
And so you can trust.
Wait, who's that?
I don't know, some sort of person by the University Archives. So you can trust that this is Elvis Presley's hair.
You know that when I see that authority, I see that I can trust that hair is real.
Okay, but did you see the other thing?
What's
Which is
that?
perfect because we're playing 21 Pilots next with Jumpsuit. The Elvis's iconic jumpsuit from, I guess, a 1972 Madison Square Garden performance. That went for over $1 million.
Yeah. Why
Why is someone paying for that?
It's a collector's item.
I don't care. Collect it
They're
at a lower
not
price.
making more Elvis stuff. He died.
Yeah.
His stuff is.
I
He
hear
was a
what you're
huge
saying.
star.
I hear what you're saying. I just think this stuff is always just like, why are you paying that much for it?
Because there's only that one, and you can only have that, and then you can take it out and smell it and see what it was like to be around Elvis.
All right.
in the
Well,
70s.
with the hair, put the hair on your head.
Yeah, and just see what it was like if you could have been around when Elvis was around.
Oh, so weird.
You watch Viva Las Vegas and you pull out your hair collection and you're like, it's a 4D experience.
You go and I feel like your grandparents are involved somehow because they're the only ones who probably would know.
Oh, they
Elvis.
love this. Wouldn't they appreciate if you bought this for them?
$72,000.
You don't have to tell them the price. Just be like, hey, Grandma.
Your love can have no
Remember
price.
how you fawned over Elvis back in the day, but he was married to somebody else, and so he was a one-woman man, and so you could.
I don't know.
He was.
I don't know.
He was. I don't know. He was married to somebody. What was her name?
I don't know. Why do I have to know these things?
It's history. It's
I know.
American history.
No.
He was very childish, and he had a bad relationship with his mother, and so that bore itself out with his relationship with his wife.
Is this all true, or are you just making this up?
No, I listened to a podcast
You
about
did?
it. I did. And so then when him and his wife broke up or whatever because she couldn't deal with his childishness, he there's like a video of him crying on stage performing a song because he was so sad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the haircut was from that show, so you bought the
You
hair.
can smell Elvis's tears.
Tears mixed in with it. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I know a lot of vaguely know
heartbreak, right?
a lot of vague facts about Elvis that don't quote me on any of them, but this is what I remember.
That's what's the problem with us. One podcast later, and you think you got it all in.
You think you know everything about Elvis.
And
Hey.
the auction is, I think, done, so that's it.
Yeah, you lost your chance.
Oh, too bad.
It is too bad.
So this is the only other jumpsuit that we're familiar with.
Maybe one day people are going to be on the radio saying, why would anybody pay $1 million for 21 Pilots jumpsuit?
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you used to be a vegan, didn't you?
I did.
Would you say that while you were a vegan...
Answering this question because I know what you're going to ask because I saw the article. I am not answering it.
that when you were a vegan,
Dare ask.
do you think you farted more?
That's just a pass. I'm not answering you.
What about your stools? Were they?
You're in such a mood today.
What? It's science.
It doesn't matter.
You wanted me to find a story that could benefit people and tell them about their health. And so this is what I found.
I am sorry. This was all that we could find, guys.
This is going to encourage you to think about your diet because it's a scientists followed people who
they followed.
they follow very closely these 18. This is only 18 men, so I don't know how much you can take from it.
That's it for the study?
Yeah, right. Does that even count as a study, or is it just a couple creeps?
18 healthy men for 4 weeks.
And they were healthy, according.
They followed the plant-based Mediterranean diet, and the others had a Western diet.
And what they found was
so gross.
that the half that were on the Mediterranean diet,
the plant-based one,
they farted 7 times more per day on average than those of us who eat a regular non-plant-based
Western diet.
Yes, otherwise known as normal. So they also found that as they measured their stools, the stools were twice the size.
Come on, what are you doing to us?
I'm saying stool.
Stop! I don't even want to hear that. And I think you're saying it because, it's gross. It's too much.
It's less gross to say stool than to say poop.
Don't say anything at all.
Say
you can give the number.
Excrement.
No, just say
number 2.
Yes.
That makes you feel better.
I think we can all handle that one out of everything.
They were more like number 4s because they were twice as big. According to this study from this is from the Liver and Digestive Diseases Network Biomedical. I can't even say this. Research Center in Barcelona.
So they say that basically it's the fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes.
Yeah. I think the legumes really do it.
They cause the
the magical fruit.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Literally,
much.
that song.
They
didn't come up with that song for nothing.
It's based on true events.
It is. Now you can sing that song in school, and you can say, "I learned it because of the research from the Liver and Digestive Diseases Networking Biomedical Research Center in Barcelona."
They say that if you are having this problem, if you're doing a plant-based diet,
or is it good?
If you were wondering, maybe you had the problem. They say that's actually the sign of a healthy diet and a healthy colon.
Oh, so does that mean if they're really small, then we should get it checked out?
No one's going to the doctor for that. You won't even go to the doctor for anything, let alone
doc.
that. Like, can I do something? Can I do a teledoc? I don't even want to go in person.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Amazon is going to open Whole Foods next year with no cashiers.
Oh, so it'll just be the check yourself, check the card out, walk out thing?
They call it just walk out technology.
We've had that before, but now this is official, so you're not just stealing things.
The just walk out discount is what I call it.
Some places used to frown at that, but now it's officially still charging you for what you walk out with.
Yeah. No, it is true, though. It feels that they're saying that these are the first Whole Foods without cashiers. It feels that we've had stores like this before, haven't we?
Well, it was the Amazon ones.
Oh,
yeah. So
I
it was
see.
their official, small Amazon grocery stores. But then Amazon does own Whole Foods, so that's part of the process. They thought they bought them a few years ago to just kind of move into, instead of creating their own thing, just, take over Whole Foods and make its Amazon's thing.
So you've never done that, though, have you? You never been to the Amazon store?
No, I've never done
this?
that, no. I've been to Whole Foods with my mom. Because, Whole Foods is its own thing.
Oh, yeah. Whole Foods is a different experience. And, well, these new ones, they're coming to, the first two will be one in Washington, D.C., and the other one will be in Sherman Oaks, California.
So it's called the walkout technology, and that's what it is. It's got sensors and cameras to track what you're grabbing and buying.
A lot creepier when you put it that way.
Oh, they just walk out?
Store-wide sensors and cameras track what shoppers are grabbing from shelves. I don't know. It feels a little when you hear it that way, it does make it feel like it's a surveillance operation.
They
or
were
something.
watching anyway.
Oh yeah, of course.
So as you enter the Whole Foods stores, you'll scan your Whole Foods or Amazon app, and then your card obviously is already linked to that, and that's what it does. It just will charge you when you leave.
Does this make you more likely to go to Whole Foods?
Actually, I love stuff like this. I feel bad because it's hard to find people to do jobs right now.
Yeah.
That won't always be the case. It'll roll back around to where people are like, hey, really wanting to try to get jobs again.
Yeah.
And for Whole Foods, that means that they don't need cashiers anymore.
Right.
So
You're right.
where does that go?
And it's not just going to be
that
Amazon.
will move into other places.
It's not just going to be Whole Foods doing this. Eventually, if it's popular, it'll catch on. And even if it's not popular, if it saves the money, it might catch on. So
it'll move to that. But then I remember the one mean lady at Kroger when I was checking out the one time.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't want to deal with people.
I don't really want to check out
with anybody.
With people. I avoid it when I can.
Sure.
Not because they aren't nice, although sometimes they aren't. But I prefer the self-checkout. But I don't know. I guess I don't know if I prefer just walking out.
Actually, honestly, I prefer I'm in my car. I can't even go into the store. I just pick up my stuff.
Why don't they come up with robots to do that for you?
To bring it out?
To just bring it out on a pallet.
I guess it'll come. So that is the first 2 Whole Foods locations that are going to be turning into the scanning type of locations that does not have cashiers.
Yeah, that's it's coming. Is that so? You have to scan it as you go, or do you just?
No, it just with the cameras and this, you just put it in your cart and it knows.
Wow, that feels so that they can track it to that much, so that they know exactly how much you're taking out, and it's a little creepy.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I just walked back from the break room where I was hoping to find some zebra cakes. Yesterday, was it yesterday? A couple days ago?
I saw them for 2 days.
Okay.
Now, it wasn't like full days, so I don't know when they made it in. We have like a rotation of this basket cart area that things from our food fights go, but then also we just get snacks that are just kindly provided for us.
Yes, very nice. It's always a treat to see.
Some last for a while, some don't last long. And, we did a food fight with the apple cider donuts from the Oreo ones. Earlier this week, and those are gone already.
Yes.
So
but we expected that. We expected that because we ate our share during the show, and then it was a small package, and we knew everybody wanted to taste them, so that was fine.
And they were gone. But we saw then the emergence of some more zebra cakes.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, how'd these get back out here?
Right. And it was exciting, but when I saw them yesterday, I was like, I'm just going to, for once, I'm not actually hungry, so I'm going to not eat them now.
Save it for today or tomorrow.
Save it for a later time. I'm just going to try to, sometimes I think the best thing you can do if you want to keep the weight off is just not eat when you're not hungry. Don't you think?
Oh, I think some would say just don't eat the zebra cakes at all.
Well, yeah, but you have to indulge every so often to keep your, just to satisfy your cravings.
Well, look, it worked out for you because they're gone.
Kind of, because now I'm even more healthy because the zebra cakes have already disappeared.
So where are
and
they
it wasn't
at?
like there was one pack of zebra cakes.
No, there was enough.
There was several there. And it was enough to go around, and it shouldn't have been gone in less than 48 hours.
I even looked under the cabinets. Like I thought, well, maybe someone put them back away.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Or maybe there was another box.
It could be, or maybe they're in the back, but whoever took them yesterday, you took
you
all
like to
of them.
confess? Yeah. How did you?
We didn't even get one.
I'm blaming Isaiah.
You think so?
I feel that he probably loves zebra cakes. You think?
You'll have to ask him when he comes back in.
Yeah, he's coming in. We'll have him in a minute because we got to talk football. So I'll also accuse him of stealing the zebra cakes to his face.
So basically, this is the same thing that we go through when like the toilet paper's gone at the stores and the chicken wings are gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, please don't buy so many and like store it.
Oh, do we have to put a little sign?
Yeah, like you don't stockpile the stuff. But then when you go there and like, hey, the next time I go, it'll be gone.
Yeah.
So now when there's zebra cakes or something out, we have to just take it and hide it.
Yeah.
So then you do have it.
I've done that every so often if there's something.
Just stash it away.
Yeah. It was when I would come in later in the day and it's just like, I don't want this now, but I might want it tomorrow. So I'm going to put one secret one away for me for the next day. And but now I don't have to do that.
Well, why don't
Or
we
at least
look?
or I guess I do because the zebra cakes disappear so quick.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on RadioU.
First question.
Yes.
How many zebra cakes have you had?
Did you eat it
See,
yesterday?
I heard you guys talking about this, and I did eat one, but it was 2 days ago.
Okay.
And then I also was surprised yesterday when I walked in and there was 0 in there because there was like 4 or 5 of them.
You actually took some. So did you see how many would you estimate were there when you took yours?
I think there was probably still like 3 left.
3 packages.
Yes, 3 packages.
That's
3
more than enough to
packages
go
of 2
around.
cakes each.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Like
More
when I
than
took it,
enough to
I
go
felt like I
around.
would get another one before they were all gone for sure. So
all-
yesterday I was shocked.
We are giving, Chris and Michael are the only 2 options. We're giving them too much credit.
Well,
Or Sydney. Sydney loves
Sydney.
zebra cakes.
Sydney could do that, or we just have sometimes some other guests in
Yeah,
the building,
sure.
so maybe that's it. But
Maybe
guys,
somebody was giving them away.
we have to put a sign up that the riot gets first.
Yeah, exactly.
First trip into the basket.
people probably thought that we saw them first because we did.
And they thought we
because we're in
already had
early, and so it's like they had their chance. So we did.
Well,
we
at
did
least
have our chance.
Isaiah
It just-
got some.
Yeah,
I got
right.
one.
There's some zebra cakes had on the show. So tonight is the kickoff of the NFL season. It's the first game. Buccaneers against Cowboys is the game tonight. But less importantly, Ed Sheeran is the kickoff contest. It's a concert at 7 p.m. Who's going to tune in for that?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing gets me pumped for football.
Like Ed Sheeran does, baby.
Like Lego or whatever his song is. Is that one of his songs?
I have no idea.
Listen, they just want you to focus on the football, okay?
Yeah.
Just the game.
So
So is that the Cowboys game tonight you were saying?
Yes,
Okay.
we're not tuning in for Ed Sheeran, but I think at least Isaiah and I, and Nikki, you're going to watch, right?
I probably
Just
watch
say
a little
you're
bit.
gonna watch.
I will.
Yeah.
We're going to watch the Cowboys against the Buccaneers. Dak Prescott is going to play supposedly for the Cowboys quarterback, and obviously Tom Brady, now that he's recovered from COVID, he's going to be starting.
It was February that
Yeah, he
had that.
recovered, didn't he? He recovered,
back.
and he's vaccinated, and he's ready
The
to
old
go.
man fights through it again.
He just never told anybody
Yeah.
until recently.
So, predictions for the game tonight, Isaiah.
I think that the Cowboys offense is going to look really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think their defense is still going to struggle, and the Buccaneers are going to win in a close but high-scoring game.
You think?
Yeah.
Nikki, prediction?
I agree with Isaiah. I think he
Yes.
sounds very smart, and I am going to say I agree with what he said.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with that.
I'm
very
going-
high scoring.
Yes.
Also like the Buccaneers tonight, but I think it's going to be not as close.
Oh, you don't think so?
They're going to have, that place is going to be rocking. They're like, they can sell out right now. They don't have to limit who, it's Florida. So they are like, let's let everybody in. And they just won the Super Bowl. So they get their banner and all that stuff tonight. It's going to be a wild crowd.
high energy game.
High energy.
Oh, yeah.
The Cowboys aren't very good. Mike McCarthy is their coach. He's not a very good coach. So Tom Brady's
not a
going to
very
come
good
out and he's just going to wing it all over the place.
And I just like the honesty that you bring to this.
Yeah.
Cowboys aren't very good. Their coach is just
Coach
not
is
very
not good. So I, you know what? Now you've sold me on it. I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch tonight.
We'll see if you can see if you're more right than I am.
I know.
Yeah.
See what
So that-
happens. Well, if anybody watched it tonight, just remember, bring everything back tomorrow,
Yes.
and we'll talk about how the game actually went.
Yeah.
We need somebody to report back on the Ed Sheeran concert.
Of course. We can't forget about that.
No, we can't. We cannot ignore that.
Well,
the
actually,
NFL
more
would
impor-
frown upon it.
And more importantly, like, what's everybody going to eat? Do we have
Yeah.
anything fun planned for tonight?
I heard my wife, she's not a Buccaneers fan. She's a Tom Brady fan. So this is a definite watch for her, even more so. And she's like, we got to do something big. And she's like, Sheets extravaganza. We're going
We
big.
got to do something big.
Sheets.
Oh my gosh! For Tom Brady, though, what if you made like a Brady Bowl?
Yeah.
Something with it. You can totally have fun.
Well,
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
this is It's pretty disgusting. But this woman has found a way to make the most of her situation.
Of her dismay when she saw what happened.
Yeah, so this is a woman in Texas. Her name is Chelsea, and she shared a picture on Twitter of the caption is "My landlord painted over an effing roach," and that's what it is. It is a cockroach. It looks like it might be on a door or something. I don't know, but
it's kind of mummified in the paint. So instead of removing the cockroach when they were repainting, because she just moved in, so it's new to her, into this house, they just painted right over. I wonder if it was the landlord actually was the painting one, or if it was a painting crew.
Yeah, some lazy painter. You know, I mean, is that part of the job description? If you're hired to paint somewhere, what is the protocol on if there's stuff stuck to the wall? Do you just
at that
let
point,
it go?
The cockroach, I mean, I assume it was dead and already stuck to the wall.
You think?
Yeah, I mean,
you don't think it was just a guy with a roller and that's how the cockroach happened to flatten out?
Maybe because it's kind of it looks like it's dancing.
Yeah,
because it's on its back and one cockroach leg is like what is it? The can?
Yeah,
like it's got its leg up and it's like, hey, and it got painted over.
Yeah, it's the one that made me laugh the most. So now it's like she posted the picture. And now everybody on Twitter has been responding with memes, turning it into a meme. Because what's funny is how the cockroach it's frozen in place as if it was in the middle of a dance. And so the one that kills me is hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. It's got like a top hat.
And
like the old Michigan J Frog from the Looney Tunes.
That's it.
It looks just like that. But there's a lot of good ones.
I like the someone put a cowboy hat and like a rope on its leg.
Yeah.
It's making fun or making light of what probably was very upsetting for her.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's
she
so
enjoyed
disgusting.
them.
And if there's that cockroach that's been painted over, stuck to the wall, there's got to be so many other probably lurking. Even if she might not see them in her room, there's got to be more around the complex.
I like to watch a lot of home makeover shows. And when you look at this, if you look at the paint, like it's a really thick paint.
Yeah,
it seems like a pretty heavy duty.
It's probably got lead in it.
Yeah, it actually 100% looks like that.
Yeah.
Because it's got this shine to it.
Yeah.
So you're almost wondering, like, what else did they just paint right on over?
Yeah, it's really crazy. And, the best way to describe how the cockroach is frozen, like the look of it, it's like it's frozen in carbonite.
Yeah.
Like from the movie. So, it's good that she's not taking it too hard, though.
Oh, well, that's still upsetting if you moved into your place and that means there's more cockroaches around.
Yeah, I would. What would you do? Would you leave it there?
Well,
just as a funny little thing, I would still want it. To be clear, I would definitely want to talk to the landlord and be like, hey, you need to fumigate or something.
To come spray.
However, I might leave the cockroach frozen in place.
Well, if not, if you kind of like chipped it out, then you just have this part that's not painted.
Yeah. So, that's your other option. And the landlord has to fix that if you do that.
Hudson sees the glass as half empty. But get this. He thinks a glass half empty is good. The Riot. RadioU.
You're a woman.
Yes.
So you might. Well, I want your take on this.
Okay.
How do you feel about Miss America?
Oh, the pageant stuff?
Yeah, not actually whoever is Miss America right now.
I
don't know who it is.
I don't recall like growing up and watching it, I don't think. So I don't.
But you always wanted to be?
No, I don't even think that
didn't?
was it. Like it wasn't a, boy, I really wish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a crown or two. Like that doesn't, I'm not saying I would say no to that or even a sash.
Do you find it chauvinistic, demeaning, demoralizing
to women?
Yeah, to women. No, you don't?
I never thought about it that way.
No, you didn't?
No, I just always, that was a pageant for people who were interested in that. And I think me and my stuffed animal parade, like that was more my thing.
That was your speed?
Yeah, we were just like, we don't care.
Well, I'm sure you know that lots of people do find
they love this stuff.
Well, that's true, but also a lot of people find it to be it is very chauvinistic and demeaning in their eyes. So the Miss America pageant is trying to pivot a little bit. Of course, you might remember a few years ago they ditched the swimsuit portion of it. Come on, if it wasn't. That is taking a big step to making it seem less chauvinistic, isn't it?
Even though that's amazing, I wish there was a swimming part.
Yes.
Like, everybody
that would be
goes
good.
in. That's the competition.
Well, maybe now because the Miss America pageant is pivoting their mission to define women's wellness as being based on their health.
Oh, health
as
rather
opposed
than
to their appearance.
physical
as
appearance.
That's a nice healthy set of gams right there, right? Right?
Is that legs?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what I
Yes.
say with legs. Oh my gosh, Hudson. Sometimes I think you're a very old soul for some reason.
Doesn't that feel like what a Miss America judge would be like, though?
I don't know exactly.
I don't know.
think so.
I've never watched, but I picture like an 80-year-old man in a tuxedo.
No, I think it's
And
always
he's like,
hey, they're on a soap opera. Okay, bring them in. They're judging, or they're
You
like
think?
a bachelor person.
Yeah, or like a seedy mayor.
Something.
You know?
I don't know if it's that bad.
That's what I always picture for Miss America. But now they're talking about they don't want to judge people actually on their physical appearance. So the healthy gams don't come into play at all. But they don't really say what they do mean by optimal health.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is like, can you swim a mile? Or can you jump over a stack of books? I don't know. What is healthy in their eyes? Are you able to have lots of children? Is that what, like, how do they decide?
I don't think-
Since it's a women's pageant?
I think that it was always a certain look for a pageant person, and they want it to be, instead of that traditional physical appearance, more towards a healthy body, which can come in different shapes and sizes.
Sure, of course it can.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. They also, since they're talking about women's wellness, it does conjure up thoughts of like
I think there's
goop.
like a vitamin segment. Like, how many vitamins can you take without
Supplements,
water?
not even vitamins, just like healing crystals. Since it's your wellness, essential oils involved.
You get a acupuncture
All of us-
segment.
is it sponsored by is it sponsored by Goop?
Is that the only one you know?
That's the only one. That's the foremost brand in women's health.
But
Everybody knows.
I think everybody likes to make fun of Goop.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's ever bought from them.
No, well,
So I
we don't know anybody that crazy.
I think at this point, they're not sure what that means, so we don't have to understand it yet.
Yeah.
But if
Well-
you're into the Miss America stuff, they want to change the framework a little bit. So they say that they just want it to be more of a health thing.
If they keep it very vague, then that means they can continue doing things basically the same and just saying it's about health and not about physical appearance.
I don't know how else they would change it if people are still criticizing certain parts of it.
Yeah.
Because even like I felt more like the talent part was probably more of a anxiety driven thing than like the
Yeah.
bathing suit stuff.
Right. It's all weird. It's just weird to, I don't know, to have people up there and then be like, all right, you're the best.
Well, it's not too far off from say like a fitness competition.
Yeah.
So maybe
but at
it
least that
would-
kind of has a defined thing about it where if you have a weightlifting competition, it's easy to tell who can lift the most weights.
Yeah.
But if it's very subjective like this, I guess it leaves it very much open to criticism of what they are actually judging on.
I think it'll be more like Miss America will turn into like a CrossFit competition.
Yeah.
And then there's like make the best smoothie.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
You ready, Nikki?
What are we ready for?
Season 30,
Season 30 of what?
Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
It's coming up.
30 seasons of that show?
Yeah. I love
Who's
the first.
left?
I love the first 29. So I think season 30. I don't know
This
if
is
they can
it.
keep it going.
What do they say when like it really hits its stride?
Yeah.
Like it's really doing well.
When you really start waltzing into the spotlight. I don't know.
That'd be a hard show, or just like any of those shows, like with The Bachelor or like the Survivor stuff, or something that's been around for a really, really long time, to try to, if needed, like revitalize it
Yeah.
or like reset up how it goes.
Yeah, the
'Cause there's
format.
only
just
so
make
much
it
you
seem
can do.
fresh. I don't know if Dancing with the Stars is about seeming fresh or if it's for more like an older audience.
Who knows?
I don't know, but I do know that it seems to trend on Twitter a lot.
Well, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's not a lot on Twitter.
Maybe there used to be BTS stars. I doubt it. They're too big for Dancing with the Stars.
I think the show itself has to find the stars that are, you might remember them from a project.
Yeah.
But they've done something, either a scandal or the Olympics or a championship of some sort.
Yep.
So it's probably hard to really strike at the right moment to find someone that has been in the news that makes it a little bit more relevant, but, them being someone who's probably older.
All right. Well, let me give you. They just revealed the cast for season 30. So let me
If we know
fill
anybody?
you in. Country singer Jimmy Allen.
No.
I wonder how old he is. If he's like an old time country singer or he's 35.
Okay.
From Milton, Delaware. Okay. Let's see. How about? This is the Spice Girls. And Mel C from the Spice Girls.
That's what you
If you
know.
want to be my lover.
Just what is in your head?
A zig,
I'm
a zig,
shocked at what's in your head.
I really, really, really want to zig a zig. Come on.
Oh, I'm not singing with you.
Sing along.
Nope. What's the rest
You
of the
love the
list?
Spice Girls.
Oh, does-
Don't act like you don't love the Spice
Well,
Girls.
now we found out why you're watching.
How about Christine Chu?
Says from Bling Empire.
Yeah, I love Bling Empire.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Really, really zing, zig, 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 right?
Keep going.
It's not that. Here we go. Melora Hardin.
So is she the one that I saw that's from The Office?
She is from The Office. She's Jan from The Office.
There it is.
Jan Levinson Gould. Whatever happened to Gould? How about Olivia Jade Giannulli? Mm-hmm. You love
That's
her?
the person who's the daughter of the Full House lady who went to jail.
Is she really?
Yeah, that's who that is.
I mean, obviously I knew that, but just for our audience, she's that.
That's the person.
Of course. Matt James
The Bachelor.
from The Bachelor.
I only know that because it says right there.
Come on. Don't you know any of the stars?
I don't know any of these people.
Don't you know Amanda Klutz?
From The Talk, which
Yes.
must be a show.
You don't have to keep repeating. These are the people we know. These are the stars. You
It's
don't have to
not.
keep telling everybody.
Nope.
We all know who they are by name, like Martin Cove.
I actually don't know anything about that person.
And what about Suni Lee?
Oh, so she's the one who was an Olympic medalist from this past Olympics.
Is she?
Yeah. See, I know
You
that
don't
one.
have to fill that in for everybody because we knew.
No, I
Yes,
actually
we
knew that
did.
one. There's one person I know the name.
The Miz? Is that it?
Professional wrestler. And
That one actually, I
he
do
was a
know.
reality star guy.
And all right, let's speed through the rest of these. Kenya Moore, Cody Rigsby, Brian Austin Green, JoJo Siwa, and Iman Shumpert. That's another one I know. They call him, a professional basketball player, reality star. He did play basketball.
Yeah.
He did.
All those all have the / reality star.
Yeah, that's right.
After them.
Just being on Dancing with the Stars makes them a reality
It
star.
does, even more so. So that's the season 30, Dancing with the Stars.
Do they ever, in Dancing with the Stars, because it's always like you're paired with a
professional?
dancer, so do they ever bring back one of the professional dancers from an earlier season and then use them as one of the stars?
Oh.
I guess they would have an unfair advantage, wouldn't they?
Maybe, because I think, I thought always in the beginning the person was supposed to be just like average. But then sometimes that's the controversy because some of those people are, especially the
It
musicians.
feels that Mel C from the Spice Girls
They
might
have
have
dance.
more. She might know how to dance.
Yeah, so then that's kind of not fair for someone who really doesn't know
Yeah.
how to.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.